1.
Hi, and welcome to the Cancer Support Center's Rise Up Virtual Telethon. My name is Ed Nemec. I'm with the Dancing Marlin restaurant. Today we're making something that's going to come out on our new summer menu, and they're called Baha Shrimp Tostadas. Looks like I got a lot of stuff going on here, but really this is what we call in the business mise en place. And I would encourage you when you're cooking at home is to have all these little things available in front of you, chopped up, diced, so you're ready to go. I also think this dish is really family friendly, so I think this is something you could do now in the summertime. It doesn't take a lot of work, it's fun, and I think the payoff is the great taste of these tostadas. So here's what we're going to start with first. I've got some almost boiling water here. I'm going to take some boiling water, I'm going to throw in a couple oranges, because I like that in there, and I'm going to throw in a couple fresh cut limes. And then I'm going to put in some Old Bay seasoning, sprinkle that in. And that's all that water needs. Let's bring it to a boil in this pot. Now I've got these shrimp that are called 16 to 20, that means just 16 to 20 per pound. I've got some already cleaned up already, but I'm going to show you how to do this. These are already partially peeled, super easy. Don't be intimidated by these. In the store, you can buy these already pre-peeled, do that. These just look really good to me today when I bought them. So all I got to do is just peel that back, take the tail off, and it's as simple as that. And there's no vein to come out. It's really easy. Again, super, super easy. Now, you know, we buy everything from, you know, seafood mongers, as they say. Everything here on this table was all purchased by Mariano's, except for a couple things that we do to our tostadas that are going to be just a little bit different. So I'm going to peel a couple more shrimp here, and just peel that all away, get that off to the side, and then we're going to start putting together our mise en place. So I've got my shrimp peeled. As soon as this water comes up to a semi-boil, we're going to dump these in here and then turn the heat off. So let's get some of our other stuff ready. Let's start with jalapeno. So the jalapeno, you can deseed this if you want. I like them with the seeds in because I think it adds a lot. But you just want to slice these fairly thin. As much as you want or as little, or you can leave this out. You could also use, you know, pickled jalapenos, which won't be as spicy. Not that these are going to be spicy, but obviously jalapenos can be. So I'm taking these aside and I'm putting them in my bowl, starting with that. I've got, let's go to the mango, because that's always going to be the trickier the one. You can buy pre-diced mango in a store. You can buy it in slices. But, you know, if you want to do the real thing, by all means, you know, buy your mango, clean up that skin, just be careful with your knife. Fairly easy. And I guess you get the hook here. Just peel off that, slice off that skin. You don't want that. I'll finish this one up. Problem with mangoes is they get, because of all the juice in them, they get a little bit difficult to handle. I just love the flavor with seafood and mangoes, and it's a perfect summer kind of dish. So I'm going to cut off the bottom here just to square this off. Maybe I'm not going to, there you go. And I'm going to take the sides off of this. That's what I mean. They can get really tough. Just stay away from that core. We're not going to need more than that. Clean it up. Put that off to the side. And then just give these a nice little dice. That's all you have to do. Simple as that. I already did one mango before everybody got here. Super simple. Dice them up. Watch your fingers. You probably shouldn't let the kids do this. And here's my ones that I've diced earlier, all set. This is what I mean. If you do all this ahead of time, before the kids all get in the room or before your friends and family come over, super easy. Let's dump those in. We'll save these for later. water is boiling over here. So what I'm going to do now is turn it all the way down, and I'm going to dump my shrimp in there. I'm going to forget about these now. The gas is off. In this case, our electric is off. And so those are perfect. And now we're just going to let those cook probably about 5 minutes or so. Let's work on next our tomatoes. These are little baby heirlooms because that's what we use here at the restaurant. You can use cherry tomatoes, you can buy Roma tomatoes, any kind of tomato you want. I just like the look of these when you slice them in half, and you get a really nice little look to them. They're really bite-sized. So I'm just going to stick with that. If they're big, you might have to quarter them. Otherwise, they're perfect, just in half. I'm wearing my mask today around my neck. I'm the only person here at the restaurant, so I am staying safe because there is nobody around, and I'm keeping everybody else safe because I'm not letting them in here today. So I don't know. I mean, depending on how many tostadas you're going to make, I don't know. This is probably, a dozen tomatoes. I'm going to put that in our mix. I like to use a lot of bright colors, and that's why I'm doing this. And you'll see when we're done with the dish. I'm going to take some green onions. I already chopped some, but maybe cut them on the bias. They don't have to be really tiny. But the onions add nice flavor to this dish. Put that in there, as long as we're on onions. So I got a red onion here, and here's how I like to cut these onions. You could dice them, you could do this, but for dishes here at the restaurant, I like to create some contrast, and I like the juxtaposition of different shapes and sizes as opposed to everything being diced the same way. So I'm going to cut this in half. And then all I want to do is I'm going to keep this on the round side, and I'm going to slice this up like this because I want a little bit of dimension to the onion. Pull that core out there. Just be careful with your fingers. Just slice those up nicely. Less or more, whatever you want for your onions. So I think that's about enough. But you see it gave me that little, almost that half crescent shape. Put that in my bowl. Now I've got some radishes. Love radishes. If you can find some watermelon radishes, something like that, that's awesome. Put that in there. Radishes, obviously you want to just be careful with. You got to clean these up. These are all been washed. We here at the restaurant use something called a mandolin. If you got one of those at the house, maybe you bought hubby one of those and he never used it. But then you can just shave these. So I shave some on the mandolin, and you just want to cut these thin. They're just harder to do, by themselves. But tuck your fingers in there, and you'll get some really nice pieces of radish. But they add a nice little crunch to it. Radishes have a little bit of heat to them, so I really like that. Got through that. What else do I have here? We're going to add some avocado. Take that. And again, you know how avocados are during the season. Kind of a crapshoot. This one looks pretty good. And I'm just going to go very carefully. I'm going to make little lines down this. When I say carefully is that you don't want this knife to go out the other way because you're holding your hand there. And then I'm going to go and then come back and dice that way, crisscross. And depending on how soft your avocado is, sometimes you'll do that. If it's too soft, it's going to turn to mush. So think about how you want to use your avocado. You almost want these, just a day before you'd really want to use them, like if you were using them for something else. But you see they've maintained their shape in here. And that's really what you want for this dish. But I just had avocado the other day. It was really ripe, and I could have never got the little diced pieces out of that. So, get them a little bit, before they're too ripe when you buy them at the store. One of my favorite all-time flavors is cilantro. So this is just bundled together, and I'm going to just chop this up. I like some for garnish. I like it in there. So I'm gonna cut all this up. I probably won't use it all. Put some of that to the side. I'm gonna put, I don't know, maybe a third of that inside there. And now we need lime juice. So I'm gonna take some fresh squeezed lime in there. A couple nice wedges. We're gonna put limes on the side, so and then in my bowl, I should have started this. I already did put salt and pepper in here, but I did that as part of the bowl there. So I've mixed this all together, and it's got this beautiful color to it with the mango, the tomatoes, the radish, red onions. It's just really a good looking dish. So now my shrimp are just about done here. Yeah, they're just about perfect. So I'm going to take these out now, and I've got a bowl of ice water, because what I want to do is shock these. I want to stop them from cooking, because otherwise if you just leave them in this water and you forgot about them, they're going to turn to mush. So put them in this liquid ice water, shock them, they'll stop cooking, and you're going to be a lot happier. You know, a lot of people, you know, cook shrimp in different ways. You know, we find if we just kind of slow poach them in the liquid, we do that with all our shrimp here, it just creates a really nice shrimp that's not overcooked and you got to chew on it and bite on it. We're not very fond of that. We do a lot of seafood here, and the guys, our culinary crew, are really good at maintaining the textures, the quality, the integrity of the fish, and that's really what it's all about. So we're gonna let these cool for just a couple more seconds. We've got our mix all done. So sauce. Everybody's got their own version of a hot sauce or something you want to do with your tacos, your tostada. One of our secret little ingredients here, two of them that we use in different dishes across the board, is something called Kewpie mayonnaise. It's a Japanese mayonnaise. If you can find it, get it. You'll probably have to go to an Asian store to find it. You probably get it online. And the other ingredient is yuzu. So that yuzu, again, Asian store also. But yuzu is a cross between like a lemon, a lime, an orange, maybe a little grapefruit thrown in. I mean, it's really a great dish. Now, the actual yuzu fruit comes from Japan, and I've only seen it once or twice at some point in my restaurant background. If you could find them, that's great, but it comes in a little bottle. It'll last for a long time in your fridge, but it gives a citrus blast of flavor that that you are just gonna love. So in here is what we call Kewpie mayo. You could use Hellmann's, you could use your Miracle Whip, whatever you like. You could use, you know, light mayo. Kewpie has just got this extra boldness of flavor. So if you couldn't find Kewpie, I would definitely use Hellmann's or you know, some other really good quality mayo. Then in there is sriracha, and this is purely to taste. Add as much or as little as you want. And then that yuzu that I added to this. So you get this really brightening, because you know the Hellmann's or the mayo or the Kewpie can be a little rich in this. That Kewpie helps us just cut right through all of that. It's just really, really great product to have around. Find it and you'll always have it around. Kewpie, once you find that, you keep that, that's your stash. Use that as your secret ingredient on burgers and anything else in your tuna salad, chicken salad, and you won't believe how much you love that. Okay, my shrimp should be chilled right about now, and that's all I put in this, by the way. So I'm gonna take my mix, I'm gonna head over to the shrimp, leave the ice behind, hopefully. you got to put this all in a strainer. That would probably help this out a little bit when you put it back in the ice bath. This is one of our dishes, a version of it that will be on our new summer menu that we can't wait to open up over here to serve everybody. We're open for curbside Wednesday through Sunday, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then on Sunday we're open 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Most of our menu is available, but these new stuff, the new menu items, we're saving for the new summer menu because that'll be timely. It'll be just coming out, and you hopefully all will just be joining us, and we'll be able to relax a little bit, certainly with social distancing, but we've done nothing here since the middle of March but clean, sanitize, clean more, figure out how we're going to put our tables, how we're going to seat people, who gets to sit at the bar if they have to or can. We're just waiting for all the final rules to come up from the government. So anyway, enough of that. So here's my tostadas. Again, buy these at any of your favorite grocery stores. Super, super easy. I'm going to take my mix now. I've got these beautiful shrimp in here, and the radishes looks really, really good. And then just kind of dish this out. Pick out some tomatoes, some onions. You got to have the radishes. Maybe another shrimp on this little guy. Got to get some mangoes in there for the color. Pile it as high as you want. I mean, there's no right way, because this chip, you're not going to really be able to, eat this like, in a one bite kind of thing. So I think I like to get a little jalapeno in there. Maybe another little red onion. Maybe you would be spending the time to do it like that, but I just feel like that's what I got to do. This is a super inexpensive dish to make. Tostadas, the crispy tostadas, are cheap. Everything in here. Shrimp was $8.95 a pound, really cheap. Everything else, you've bought in one shape or another, so not a big deal. I'm going to take this now. If you want to be really cool with your guest, put your mayo, yuzu, sriracha, and again, if you want to add Tabasco or Cholula, any of those things you want to add, by all means, add them to your sauce. But this is just going to be drizzled over this. Get a little bit on the plate to kind of showcase your culinary talent. And then I'm going to take just a little bit more cilantro on the top. And that is the Dancing Marlin Baha Shrimp Tostada. That'll be on our new summer menu. I want you to make this at home, and I want you to send us a text, not a text, if it's something through info@dancingmarlinrestaurant.com. Just tell me if you tried it, you liked it, if you got a variation. Maybe there's something we could use in this that that you thought about and we didn't. But as you can see, this is a 15-minute meal at best. Maybe it takes you a half hour to slice some things up and everything else. But it's super healthy, and that is it. Thanks for joining me today, and don't forget to rise up and make a difference in the lives of those touched by cancer and making your contribution today. And on behalf of everyone here at the Dancing Marlin, thank you all so much for supporting us, the Dancing Marlin, during this crisis. Thanks so much for supporting the Cancer Support Center, and we hope to see everyone soon at the restaurant and in the short term, curbside. Thanks again. See you soon.